This video is just a little bit of an introduction into our third line of defense, the most exciting line of defense. This is our adaptive immunity. So this is different from our innate immune system. This is the part of our immune system that are like our SAS. These are the ones we bring out when the general troops can't fight the battle anymore. So what we have to look at is we have to look at the adaptive immune response by way of these things here. So you need to know the actions of B lymphocytes and the action of T lymphocytes. And we're going to talk about that. We also need to know about antibodies and what these things called T helper cells are as well. So there's a lot to cover. I'm going to break it up into a few little videos, and then we're going to do a lot of work on summarizing this when we get back to school. So what is a specific immune response? This is when our body can get this long-term immunity. Yeah, we are going to recognize the specific non-self antigens, and therefore we develop that. So we have done the non-specific system. We've done our physical and chemical and microbiological barriers. We've done our innate immune system. That's our second line of defense. This here is our third line of defense. It is specific. It is slower, but it is targeted to each pathogen. What we end up with this is we end up with memory. Yeah, this is the important part. Without access to your adaptive immune system, you can be reinfected over and over again by the same thing. So let's have a look. We're on page 13. It's just going to finish off a bit about lymphocytes. So lymphocytes are a type of a white blood cell. So white blood cell is a leukocyte, and a lymphocyte is one that hangs out in the lymph nodes. So it's just a type of white blood cell that hangs out in the lymph nodes. The thing with these guys, because they're in the lymph nodes, they're quite slow to act because the lymph has to have drained and then passed back up through the lymph nodes to get there. But really important, they give us long-term immunity, and these are the ones that are made by stem cells in your bone marrow. Okay, just finishing off this bit here, we've got two main branches that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the T lymphocytes, because these are the ones that have matured in the thymus. And we're also going to talk about the B lymphocytes, because these ones mature in the bone marrow. These two titles here are really important. These will be a couple of videos. Each in particular, the humoral immunity has got more than one video. But we've got two kind of lines that we can go down. So it's kind of like the Army and the Navy. So if there is an infected body cell, we go down this pathway here, down the T pathway. If there is just a pathogen floating around in our fluids, so our plasma or our tissue fluid, that's when we go down this one. So this one's all about fluids. They call it the humoral immunity, because way back when, the word humor was the ancient word for body fluid. So we were told that we were made up of our humor, and that was our body fluid. So that's where the word humoral comes from. The next one is cell-mediated immunity, and this one is what we do when we have infected cells, how we approach that differently. Okay, here's another little picture just summarizing the difference between the two, but we're going to spend quite a bit of time on each one of these modes, as you're going to see very soon.